For many fundraising organizations, direct debit is one of their primary ways of collecting donations. In this video, I'd like to give you a short overview of the direct debit process in Findoc, including sign-up, processing, failed transaction processing, and follow-up. Let's start with capturing a recurring direct debit donation online. Findoc comes with a built-in page builder for giving pages. These online donation pages are created and managed entirely from the Salesforce platform using an intuitive point-and-click interface. With the page created and published on the included hosting platform, we can experience the donation flow from a donor's perspective. Let's donate €20 a month. Enter some personal details for our donor Jenny. Choose the direct debit payment method and enter the IBAN and holder name details. Upon submission, we are immediately taken to the thank you page, while the system processes the details in the background. Back in Salesforce, we can see how the system deduplicated the donor and created a recurring donation for Jenny in the Nonprofit Success Pack. All the relevant information is stored in the system, and Findoc automatically created a unique mandate reference for this direct debit. This way, the donation is fully ready to be collected. Of course, online sign-up is not the only way to create and update a new one-time or recurring direct debit donation. Importing from external sources, such as telemarketing agencies, or creating donations manually are common and supported scenarios. Now that we've seen how Findoc helps capture new direct debit donations, let's take a look at the collection process itself. Through an object called Recurring Payment Schedules, we can easily schedule our daily, weekly, or monthly direct debit runs. The system automatically corrects for any bank holidays by shifting the submission and collection dates backwards or forwards depending on your preference. On the submission day, the system will automatically select all pledges that meet the criteria and combine them into one direct debit file. Using the advanced additional SOCL feature, it is possible to further refine the selection criteria to, for instance, include only pledges for a specific campaign, amount, or donor segment. Findoc is committed to be very transparent about the data processing. As such, for each direct debit collection run triggered by the system, a special record containing all the details is created, called a payment schedule. Typically, the Findoc direct debit process has 3 stages: generate, where the system prepares and selects the pledges; process. In this stage, Findoc creates the direct debit submission file; and finally, close. In this stage, the system finalizes the direct debit run and marks all pledges as successful. By default, Findoc allows you to review and validate the contents of the direct debit run before generating the file. Using the data quality component, we can quickly validate that all transactions are compliant with SEPA standards. Should an error occur, the system tells you what the error is and which record or records are affected, allowing the user to quickly and efficiently correct the issue. If all the data is validated and correct, the process stage can be started. During this stage, the system will again validate all the transactions, create the SEPA PAIN 008 direct debit file, validate that file as a whole, and deliver it to the user for upload to the bank. And if your direct debit contract places limits on the number of transactions per file, Findoc can automatically split the transactions across multiple files for you. Once the file has been uploaded to the bank, the File Accepted button will trigger the third and final stage of the payment schedule, closing the direct debit run and marking the transactions as successful. In this way, Findoc gives you full control over every aspect of the collection process, with fine-grained control over what pledges are included and when collections are performed. And the extensive validation ensures only valid transactions are submitted to the bank, reducing submission errors and increasing overall efficiency. Finally, Findoc is designed to handle large volumes of transactions. Direct debit runs with hundreds of thousands of individual pledges are no problem. In an ideal world, the direct debit process would end here, but unfortunately, not all transactions will ultimately be successful. To process these failures, Findoc is able to process the PAIN 002 report provided by the bank in order to mark transactions as reversed. In this example, the affected transaction couldn't be collected due to insufficient funds, indicated by the supplied reason code. Since the system automatically applies this update to the donation record itself, an automated follow-up procedure can be initiated. In this case, the system will send out an email to the donor informing them of the failure and, more importantly, inviting them to pay for this donation using a different payment method. Findoc is able to generate pay links for every pledge, allowing you to include them in your email templates easily, whether you are using Salesforce Process Automation, Pardot or Marketing Cloud. With this pay link, Jenny is able to quickly and easily pay for the failed direct debit transaction with her credit card. And Findoc automatically matches the payment to the original transaction, creating a clear timeline. In this way, a donation that started off as a direct debit but failed due to insufficient funds was ultimately collected with a credit card payment, all without any manual actions from the charity side and without affecting the recurring donation as a whole. And since all data in Findoc is stored in a Salesforce native way, you have full access to all the Salesforce reporting and dashboard functionalities, as well as process automation tools to gain insight in your direct debit process and trigger follow-up actions. If you'd like to learn more about how Findoc can support your direct debit and other fundraising processes, contact your Salesforce.org account executive or visit findoc.com.